Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. We are chatting about developing hydroponics and aquaponics in schools to promote sustainable agriculture and better nutrition. Now, this initiative is a part of a national collaboration between the Food and Agriculture Organization, the National 4-H Council of Trinidad and Tobago, and Nutriculture TT. It's being implemented in schools across the country, with 4-H Tobago recently leading the handover and installation of hydroponic systems at 3 schools. This morning, let me welcome the 4-H County Coordinator from the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. Jamali Waldron joins us via Zoom. Good morning to you, Jamali.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to everyone and Trinidad and Tobago.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Nice to have you on with us. Tell us, firstly, congratulations on this initiative, but tell us why hydroponics?
Okay, so hydroponics, the 4-H National Council of Trinidad and Tobago wanted to provide alternative means of crop production, right, within agriculture to try to attract the young people and get them involved in agriculture on a larger scale, right? And we wanted to start, well, 4-H is based in schools, so we took the initiative to start this program within the schools, right? Not only at the primary school level or secondary school level, but also at the ECC level here in Tobago.
Tell us the 3 schools that we've put it in place so far.
Okay, so in Tobago, the 3 schools that would have had the first initial stage of the installation of the hydroponic systems are Scarborough Secondary, Roxborough Secondary, and Little Jewels ECC School.
Nice. Tell us about the objectives that you hope to achieve when you're putting them in these 3 schools. How do we measure the success of the programs?
Okay, so some of the objectives we hope to achieve with this program is actually to have the students engaged in learning the importance of agriculture and how it can be beneficial to them at home or within their communities, or even if they choose to use it as a business for their own entrepreneurial activities or endeavors. They can engage in things like hydroponics, which is fairly easy to set up. Once you know what you're doing, once you have the right advice, you can get involved at any stage.
How does this help them to understand things like food security, health, sustainability, that sort of thing?
Right. So once you know what you're planting with regards to growing your own food, it's going to help you understand the importance of better nutrition and eating healthy. Because once you know what you're growing and putting into your body, you're going to naturally gravitate to doing it on your own. You know, having yourself involved, having your family involved, having the students involved, right?
Now,
And it will also impact food security as to decreasing the import bill, because we all know that the national food import bill is sky high, right? So this would also have a great impact on the decreasing the food import bill and allowing us to eat local, you know, appreciate what we have local and working with the farmers.
yeah. Now, one of the things that is kind of cool about it being in schools is that you can take some of the theoretical knowledge that the students would have already been learning and apply it. How do you think it's going to help with things like the STEM education?
Right, lovely. So students will be actively engaged in learning the importance of knowing how far to space your plants out, knowing exactly how much micronutrients per inch or per centimeter or feet or whatever the case may be. This will this is for the benefit of the ECC students as well, where it is they actively engage in um they actively engage in um, hands-on at the hands-on aspect of it, where it is they get to learn more about the plants, know more about the scientific approach to it, and things like that.
Well, this sounds very interesting because for me, it's like we have this opportunity for students to be able to say, all right, I learned this in the classroom, I can take it out into the actual experience and get the hands-on training. Do you think it'll be a different experience? I assume so naturally, but maybe we can go through some of the differences in the experience between the ECCE students versus the secondary school students and the approach that will be taken for both?
Right. So for the secondary school students, well, we hope to have this program actually run alongside the SBAs and give them a better understanding of the different forms of crop production. You don't only have to plant in the ground in the soil, you know? So we show them different ways in which they can actually produce crops. And this will also give them what to say, a comparative analysis when it is they're doing the SBS to see what crop grows better under what conditions and stuff like that.
Did
But
the
with the
schools already
easy,
have
go
the
ahead, sorry.
facilities to be able to facilitate the hydroponics, or do we have to set up a whole new room or create a new space for it?
Okay, so great. So most of the schools in Tobago, they actually have space to work with, right? Just one and two, just one and two, where it is you have to kind of retrofit things to have these systems set up.
Okay.
But majority of the schools actually have their own garden space, which is, a lovely thing.
Yeah. But is the hydroponics would incorporate with the garden spaces that exist already, because you mentioned that it was soilless.
Yes.
And if they have a garden space, I assume it's filled with soil as well. So is it going to be complementary?
Yes, yes. Actually, it is going to be complementary, right? So most of the schools already have their gardens set up where it is, the traditional forms of crop production and whatnot. Some of them are doing container gardening and also trying to do some other forms of sustainable agricultural crop production, right? So the hydroponic systems are actually going to run alongside these what they have established already.
Nice. This project sounds like it's going to be bridging that gap between agriculture, education, sustainability, and to me, it's definitely something that we should be welcoming. Tell me, what's the next step in this project?
Okay, so the next step for us, especially here in Tobago and in Trinidad, um, we are going to ensure that more schools have the access to the systems like this. So we are going to try to reach out to corporate TT and hopefully get sponsorship. And the division is going to be working alongside providing technical advice to all the schools and all the necessary technical information that will be beneficial to the schools and the students.
Nice. Well, Jamali, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thanks for this initiative. We definitely appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing the fruits that come out of it, because I think it'll benefit not just us in the immediate future, but for generations to come by just sparking their
All
interest
right.
in it in
Thank
the
you
first
very
place.
much.
Enjoy the
Thank you
rest of
very
your
much.
day.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Take care. That's Jamali Waldron, the 4-H County Coordinator at the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, letting us know about the 4-H hydroponic system for 3 Tobago schools that have been implemented, and we look forward to seeing the growth of it. Ladies, how are we feeling this morning?
I like Jamali's energy, to be quite honest. I find it was very infectious, especially going down to the end.
Oh, you felt
Morning
about the
to you.
information she came to share. You talk about
I like
energy.
hydroponics. I think it's really cool. I didn't realize the amount you had to actually learn. I will say
Yes.
that. So that's why I haven't learned anything yet. But hey, it looks really cool. Love it.
I've always been interested in hydroponics, and I'm really glad that they're inculcating it a little bit earlier in the school systems. Hopefully, we'll see that next generation of agro-farmers and stuff
Yeah.
earlier rather than later. And I'm here trying to remember, what's the 4-H sign? If anybody remembers, tell me.
There's a sign?
Yeah, there was a hand thing they used to do. Sorry, it's a thing.
I'm not familiar with it. I'm
4-H
sorry.
is like,
I know what it is, but I didn't
No,
realize that
I
there
don't
was
know
a
about
sign.
that.
Like, I know Scouts,
Oh,
they
wow.
have a thing too.
well, they have a thing too.
Oh,
All right, so I think it's definitely a great initiative, because it includes, like I mentioned, the sustainability, but of course the education aspect of it, and this and making sure that we get the technology involved as well, because the hydroponics is big on that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and of course we have limited space. We live on an island, right? So
That's it.
at some point the
Town
space will run out, so it's
Here we
better that we learn
go.
different techniques that we can all add to the
Plant it in
conversation.
your townhouse.
100%. That
Oh,
you
what?
see exactly. Plants in your townhouse.
Plants in your condo. And of course,
Economic
we have a bunch of
diversification.
things on the calendar for today. You can stay tuned to TTT, because at 4 p.m. we have the swearing in of the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa. She will be sworn in alongside her AG. We have to see who the AG is going to be. At 4 p.m., tune into TTT and we'll give you that information. And of course, later on tonight, the next 99.1 FM team heads to Point Fortin, Destination Point, as we celebrate Bauer Day, so you can be a part of that pavement line as well. But in the meantime, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire. And if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can